Got to get it, Papa. Well, there's a sign for it. Look that. I'm gonna go park over here in the boneyard. And here I go. It's an aviation museum, but they got some cool trucks out here too. They need a little attention, but not too bad. Look all that. And here we go. Now it's not up those steps. It's over here. And let's see, there's a few things indoors here, and then we actually go out into the hangar. But this is neat. This is a piece of the Arizona that is in Pearl Harbor. In case you were wondering, this is what it looked like when it was still in one piece, basically, before it was bombed. And that's the piece of metal from it. Relic. Well, these are some cool flight suits. I used to have a suit like that I'd wear around town when I'd go shopping and stuff, but I don't do that anymore. Just so you know, don't expect to see me like that. The ladies always had the most stylish footwear when it came to uniforms. Look that. These are some neat models here. This is an interesting one. Kind of a UFO style. There's some other ones. These are like the Wright Flyers. As a matter of fact, they are the Wright Flyers. That's a famous one. This is the second famous one. And that's the third famous one. I think something happened to it because it's got pieces hanging off. I didn't do it. It's behind glass. Here's a chaplain kit. Everything you needed to do a mass on the move. Uniforms, there's see some civil defense stuff. And there's some of those cool pillows. They Maybe these like commemorative pillows or pillow covers you could get if you had a child that was serving. There's another one. And this is a sneak preview through this window. This is the windshield of a plane. Not a real one, but one painted on the wall. And you can look through there and see all the stuff in the hangar back there. Including planes and parts. All kind of, even cars. Pilot's jacket. You have some German stuff in here. Iron Cross, armband. The German helmet, looks pretty familiar. Nobody's used helmets quite like that in a very long time. I wonder why. Some flight helmets and some cool goggles. Look at those. They're almost like 3D glasses. Or X-ray specs. Flight suit. Some of those cloth maps they would give you. You could fold it up and keep it in your pocket. It wouldn't get, if it got wet, it wouldn't fall apart like a paper map. That jacket's seen some action. This is some Korean era equipment. Cool golden helmet. And over here is some Vietnam era equipment and all the necessities you have to carry around with you. There's a cool helmet. Oh, and here's a giant machine gun that's cut open so you can see all the parts inside and figure out how to fix it if you need to. Shows some different insignia. And actually, this is interesting because this is not like a regular flight suit. This is a party suit, and it says so right there. Let's see if I can get this so you can read that if you know how to read. If you think you can read it. Couple other Vietnam flight jacket and a flight suit. The really cool patch up here. Look at that. Skeleton man on it. This is kind of neat. They have a special little section about chaplains from World War II to the present. And all kinds of little artifacts, including a little portable organ. If you're able enough to have enough place to do an organ, they actually had the little portable deal. You could set it up, get some hymns going, and special pennants, things like that. This right here is a Bible from Chaplain Logan Weston, and you can see there's a bullet sticking out of it because a sniper tried to shoot him, and the Bible caught it. And here we go. Now, I was told that, of course, obviously there are pieces of aircraft here, but there are some that are actually flyable. They can jump in them and take off if they feel like it. So that's pretty cool. But it's a big hangar. It's a real hangar. Even though that one's already kind of half flying back there on the wall. But this is interesting. To see all the fun you can have, crawling around under there while your partners are driving. You can crawl around in there and pull on their toes and stuff while they. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Oh, look. Because guess what? They film stuff with this. It's actually kind of a cutaway cockpit. So they can film the guys actually pretending to fly. Look that. Isn't that fancy? Bet you didn't think you'd see that on Look That today. And this is what else is cool. You see all these little latches? You pull those off, like watch my hand. You pull them off, and then you have another place you can set your camera up to film, including the windshield and everything, so you can get a camera set up so it's looking straight at their faces, like this. So think about that. You can even pull the whole front end off if you want. See? Because that's what this is. Look at that. So now I know where to go if I have to do a scene featuring a B-25. And here's some notes about it. And once again, if you can't read this, find somebody who can and tell them to read it to you. But you have to pause it in order to read it, because otherwise I'm going to do stuff like that and you won't be able to read it. Get it? Yeah, look at this part. Look at that. I don't think this is taken apart. I don't know. I think that, yeah, it is. This is just a piece of a plane to make it look like you're fancy and you could fly around in your private plane. Look at that. That would be fun to do. And look at the landing gear. And this another one. As you see, it's got fancy undercarriage as well. But you can put a bunch of friends inside this one. I mean, it's hard to see, but there's 2 seats back there. There's 2 seats in the middle. And then there's 2 seats up front for the pilot and co-pilot, if you have a co-pilot. If you don't, then don't worry about that, I guess. And these are the engines, similar to the ones I have mounted on the Look Dat Supermobile that I often drive around in. So there you go. Look that. Guess what that is? Anybody? Can you guess? Don't hurt yourself. That's pretty much the same thing that this is. It's a projector. But that's a big old movie theater projector. I don't know where that came from. Look at that. But you didn't know in the movie theater when you're watching it, this is a big old machine that would be running that movie through there so you could watch that. But I digress. Because, let's see what this one is. Oh, it's got the mock-up instructions. This is secret information, so read carefully. And then let's look inside. This is the vintage mock-up of an airliner. a luxury airliner. Look how fancy that is. Look at that. And see, for the cockpit, they would probably have a little curtain or something, because the pilots don't like you to look at them. They're always like that. I don't know why. And there you go. Well, look at that. This is what it came from. This was actually used in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, one of the best movies ever made in the history of movies. And there's some other stuff that it was used in. Look all that. It's Twin Beach. There's 2 engines. That's what that means. In case you didn't know. And look, besides having a giant side that rolls open like that, it also has another feature common to a lot of airplanes, and that's this handle on the front, so you can pull it down the runway when they're getting ready to take off. And then you let it go, and you walk to the side, and they take off. And let's see what else. Oh, look that. Look that, look that. It's the Evel Knievel rocket mobile, rocket ting. It's was a motorcycle kind of, but it was a rocket ting, and something happened to it right there. I don't know where the piece is. Where? And look at this rocket cycle. That's pretty fancy. This is pretty cool. Oh, here's the mess hall, by the way, and I'm hungry. Let's go see what's in here. It's dark. They don't have the light on. Not too much in here right now. Yeah. I guess lunch is over. Oh, and I didn't even see that. It was flying over my head. It was the Wright brothers plane. I don't think that's a real one. That was a replica of it. Somebody made. And this is a big, giant American flag that hangs from the ceiling. And it matches my shirt. Yeah, let's see. Now that's an old Bell helicopter, I think. And that's kind of like the ones they used on the MASH TV show for the ambulance helicopters. And they put the stretchers on the landing gear right there. And they'd fly you around. They tie you down to it so you couldn't get away, and then they fly around all crazy. It was so cool. That's kind of what happened. But this one they're working on. And they have some extra parts and stuff inside there, just so you know. And there's another one of those truck Jeeps. And here's somebody's stuff that they're actually working on. And this aircraft is under restoration. Yeah, this one right here. But somebody's doing something with this. This one is that's a boat plane, float plane, CB. Amphibious aircraft. Boy, they got a long way to go on that one, but this part looks pretty good. Look at that. That's one that would actually land in the water. And you can tell because the bottom of it looks like a boat. See that? And this looks like a MiG. It is a MiG. That's a Russian aircraft. And this is the business end of it, because you get to go in there if you're not careful, And look, it has a little camera so it can see where it's going. Just like on your car when you're backing up and the little TV comes on. And it's got a machine gun. And it's got a little cannon, or that's another kind of machine gun, cannon or something. I'm not exactly sure. And here's a box of helicopter rotors. The blades that go on top. They got all kind of stuff in here. A lot of pieces and parts. Oh wait, I forgot this part. I didn't see it. That looks like the business end of something. That's a from a Lockheed Neptune. Is the kind of aircraft that was from. And inside there was a big old gun, and they could shoot you all up. Oh, and there's a half track back there. Look at that. That doesn't fly, by the way. That goes on the ground. In case you were confused. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, some people. Anyway, this plane could land on the water too. And I'd like to see the landing gear go up, because it has to fold all up and the wheel goes in that circle part, and then it's all smooth again, like so it can go in the water. And look, there's a secret door they used to throw me out of at 20,000 feet for fun. I don't like to talk about that. And there's a big old radial engine, and there's a pontoon for the wing for that plane they used to throw me out of with the giant Red Bull on it. Look at that. That's actually called an albatross, this kind of plane. I know because I've read it off of here. I know how to read. See, it comes in handy sometimes. But here's some fancy cars. There's a Corvette. And I have a feeling that it might be customized a little bit, because the hood's got all those louvers on it that might make it go fast. And that's just a Chevrolet. I don't know the significance of it. And that's another Corvette. That's a newer Corvette. It's not brand new, but it's newer than that one. 427. And right behind it is a Navy plane. Let's see what this one is. This one's been flying around or something, because it's got some scorch on it and stuff. And they had to put a drip pan under it, because it must have a little leak. Ooh, there's all kind of technical stuff over here. But wait a minute. This is a beach. Is it a twin beach? It might be just like the movie one we saw back there. This is the actual real plane though. It's a Beach 18, and it's got 2 engines, so you could call it a twin if you want to, but you might be wrong. But it looks like the model in that from that movie, because behind it you can't see it too good, but it's even got 2 tails. It's got a fork tail kind of. And this one I believe flies. Well, I think both of these can. They both look flight ready. And that one too. And this is a real small plane here. I mean, relatively small. You can only put a couple of friends in there if they like to curl up and hang on to their kneecaps. And this one's cool. This one flies. Look at that, the wicked wabbit. And his machine guns, friend. This engine doesn't look like it's in too good a shape. I think you got some work to do on this, judging by the propeller and the amount of crust and corrosion. This is from a P-47 Thunderbolt, in case you couldn't figure that out. This is the cockpit where the pilot would sit, and there's just not a whole lot left. And this is just like the original Luke Datmobile we used to ride around on. And it would be fun going down the interstate on exciting adventures. With this, you don't know excitement. And look, this Chakazulu. Look that. That's an interesting plane there. It's got propellers. It's got a big weird tail sticking up back there. Plus it's called Chakazulu. And here's the half track from the other side, so you can kind of see inside a little bit. And notice there are no wings on it. You know, a lot of people think because they put these tracks on them that they can fly, but that's a common mistake. But go ahead and tell your friends that. Tell them they used to fly, and they could haul around one of these. That has can mount 4 machine guns like that. There's only one in there right now, but you can see the ammo goes in those and connects on, and then you get on it and you can and shoot them all up. This is a genuine Jeep back here. Put a little trailer. Look that. And another Jeep pulling a trailer. And here's that big helicopter, and his front end is knocked open, and there's all kind of stuff going on there. The pilot gets to sit on top, and all his pals got to sit in the back. And just like many other aircraft where the pilot sits up above, his friends would often sneak up as a joke. They'd sneak up underneath him and pull on his toes while he's trying to drive. It never ends well. But this is a MiG, and that's a, let's see, I'm trying to remember that me. Is that a Mustang? Am I wrong? Let's see if I can find some words about it that I can read. Nope. Oh, this is about the MiG. And that's another Russian plane version of the MiG. That's MiG-21 there. And I think that's a Mustang up there. I could be wrong, and I often am, but don't tell anybody because it hurts my feelings. So if you're ever running around in circles around Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and Seaverville and all that, it's worth a stop in at the Warbird Museum. They got a lot of neat stuff. I only showed the tip of the iceberg there, but what I saw was pretty cool, especially that little section with all the movie airplanes in it. Who would have known that would be in Tennessee? Wow, that kind of sounds like a song. Anyway, think about that while you get ready to see the next episode of Look Dat, when our great road trip adventure continues. And don't forget to subscribe if you know how. And we'll see you then.